Hello, hi, and welcome to EmpathicFire. I am your reader, Jay. These are going to be general messages for the sign of Gemini in April 2021. What is going on, Gemini? How are you guys doing? I hope that you guys are doing well. Gemini, wherever you are in the world right now, hope you're safe, happy, healthy, and secure. Take very good care of yourselves and those that you know and love at this time. Maybe even extend some of that niceness, that goodness to people that you don't know so well. Helps raise the vibration of the collective and put some good, karmic points on the chart for you, okay? Gemini, no announcements here in April, so let's get into it. Anything you want from me, guys, it's in the description box below. Timestamp is down there if you want to jump to the beginning of the reading. Also, information on how to purchase a personal reading from me is down there. Any questions, email me ahead of time. I'll answer you as soon as I can. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, I interpret oracle cards over there. Feel free to follow the link that I provide you to my Instagram account down below in the description as well, okay? All right, guys, that's the first half of your reading. We're going to get into it in a second, and then we're going to expand with this deck. Also talk about the bottom of the deck as the overall energy. And at the end, we're going to get an oracle card for advice for you guys, okay? So, to begin your reading, your first card out was the Six of Cups, followed by the Ten of Swords, and then the Seven of Swords. What's up? What's going on? What's going on, Gemini? Why? Why? Some of you, lies, deception, deceit, betrayal, hard times felt with a particular person of significance in your life, potentially a soulmate. Take from that what you will, that word soulmate, however it resonates to you, however you relate to it, have at it. But someone of significance in your life, or this is how they feel about you, it could be vice versa. It is a general reading, but there is some kind of like having someone struggles to come to terms with what has happened. Yeah, for some of you, it could be a sibling relationship or a parental relationship with this Six of Cups. Just the illustration I'm talking about. Not all soulmate relationships clearly are familial. Okay, that doesn't mean that we're blood related to our soulmates. Sometimes we're not related to them at all, but sometimes we are related to them. But again, speaking of the illustration, I'm struck by this as being like an older sibling, younger sibling relationship, or that of a parent and a child. Regardless of gender, these look like two females. It doesn't have to be between females. This could be two men, a man and a woman, two non-binary people. It does not matter the gender, okay? But I feel someone here is struggling to realize Seven of Swords, struggling to see clearly Seven of Swords on the end here. What's existing there with the Ten of Swords. So struggling to see it. We see here this woman, she's struggling, number one, to hold all seven swords. She can't keep all seven. She's only got 4 in her possession. 3 are sitting on the stairs, and struggling to see. She doesn't want to be found out by the 2 shadowy figures down below on the staircase, yeah? So there's hiding. There's self-deception potentially here in the mix with one or both people in this soul relationship, whatever the type, whomever it is in your life, okay? And this could be your perception or the perception of the other person. So there's a struggle or a resistance or a flat out self-deception going on that doesn't want to see the Ten of Swords. And, that can be simply based on, predicated from perceiving of someone as a soulmate. And that is something I've talked about for a long time on my channel. I don't want to talk about it too much more, especially for those who have been with me for a while, but I'll mention it here just a little bit. A soulmate relationship, if you have one, great. I encourage people who I work with personally and people here in the general reads to not perceive of a soulmate, no matter the type, twin flame, karmic partner, whatever label you want to put on it, as being a cookie cutter experience, as being an experience of being connected with a person that is or is supposed to be a cakewalk. That idea of a soulmate is very much attached to the age of Pisces. No shade on Pisces people, no shade on the age of Pisces. It had its purpose for human evolution. We are now in the age of Aquarius. And age of Aquarius is about radical evolution, radical revolution, and radical acceptance and awareness. Yes? And what do we need to accept? What do we need to be aware of? That not all soulmates are in our lives and they're meant to be, again, a cakewalk, or that they're going to be pleasant experiences from start to finish. This is not to say it's okay if you're experiencing terrible situations with a person. It's not to say that it's okay if you're in toxic connections with people. This is not to say that it's okay if you're in deep with a soulmate who has been nothing but a burden to you, or you to them. That's not to say it's okay, but it's just to say it could be, it might be that is the purpose for that person or you to be a challenge, to be, for all intents and purposes, for a lack of a better word as well, a burden. I hope you get what I'm saying. Because and I think you would. If this is hitting with you, this is your story, it resonates, I think you understand me. If this isn't resonating, it might not be for you, and that's okay. It's a general reading. But this Ten of Swords in the middle here, I feel, oh, that's interesting. Huh. Wow. I mean, I don't work with all my decks consistently, and so I might have noticed this before, but I don't recall this. This Ten of Swords depiction has someone stabbed in the front. Do you see that? Hopefully, if I get a little closer, you can see it a little bit. No. Let's do the little on-off trick again, because this camera is the worst. Okay. You see how the swords, number one, they might not be in the body of this person. But what I really want you to call your attention to is that in this depiction, in this tarot deck, this person would have been stabbed in their front, in their chest, head on. As opposed to in the traditional depictions where the Ten of Swords person is lying on their stomach, on their belly, and they've been stabbed in the back. So, I get this sense, Gemini, that some of you are dealing with a person who you perceive and believe to be your soulmate. Whatever type whatever type of relationship, whatever type of soulmate, it's up to you. And you or they struggle to realize or accept or understand or reconcile with or come to terms with, come to peace with some type of betrayal, some type of hurt, some type of devastation. Because, again, the significance of this person being stabbed in the front of their body as opposed to the back, there was trust involved. This is a true violation. Like, I shouldn't say a true violation. What am I saying? It's so stark. It's stunning. Not in a good way stunning either. It's like a caught off guard feeling of being betrayed to your face, or being betrayed by somebody who you thought was your ride or die. Friend, family, lover, otherwise, it does not matter who, does not matter the type, but that is the sensation I'm getting. And someone doesn't recognize that, doesn't want to believe it perhaps. Seven of Swords, self-deception for some of you, or someone else in this situation. If it's not you, it's somebody else. That they will not believe that this person hurt them when they did. Betrayed them when they did. Sold them down the river when they did. Broke their trust when they did. Because again, there's this sense that because they're my soulmate, as well as my brother, my mother, my father, my sister, my cousin, my best friend, my husband, my wife, my child, whomever. Because they are my soulmate, and because we have this physical bond in the 3D world, as well as a spiritual bond, I cannot believe that they did this to me. They did it. They have done it. They will do it if it's upcoming. And this is not to say, just accept it. It's no big deal. I'm not trying to belittle or take away the significance or take away the impact or take away, how it makes you feel. Not at all. I'm not trying to minimize that at all. But I encourage people, if you work with me, if you watch me, to understand that this transition that we're moving away from one age into a totally new age, which means the paradigm is being rewritten. And you can clock it. You can do your research on this. Every new age, which is approximately every 2,000 years, there's a new rewriting to what is quote unquote normal, to what is the paradigm, to what is perceived to be the rules and the rhymes and the regulations, just like the normal everyday business of being a soulmate is being rewritten. So unfortunately for you, for me, for everybody who's living in this current time period, right? And for several generations to come, it's about this rewriting process. It's not looking at soulmates, recognizing soulmates and thinking, "Oh, you're the butter to my bread." And everything that happens between us is going to be copacetic from start to finish. Not possible. I mean, it's not that it's not possible. It's still possible for some, but in most cases, it's not going to be that way anymore because of the paradigm shift, because we have moved into a new age. You do not have to believe what I believe. You do not have to subscribe to that. But that's generally the vibe that I've been getting in the tarot readings that I've been doing for several months, if not the better part of 2 years. When I first started doing tarot, it was still in that Piscean, everything's fine, this is meant to be, you guys are connected and it's, chums till the end. Now, for several years, it's been, there's some challenges here. You're still soulmates, but man, does this kind of suck. I think that's what this is for several of you. It doesn't have to be, for all of you. Clearly, it's a general. And again, what's the soulmate type? I don't know. And look at me. Pick up the deck, and what's at the bottom? 2 of Cups. So that's 2 times. And I normally don't just point to the bottom of the deck like this in my readings. So it's significant for you, Gemini. This is definitely a soulmate relation to you, but this is a challenging one. And you or they or both of you, whoever's involved, are struggling to see it this way. And again, you don't have to believe what I believe. Anyway, this 10 of Swords also talks about endings, talks about culmination points, talks about, enough is enough. And for some of you, that's kind of the realization, enough is enough. Because, again, going back to this idea of perceiving a person as a soulmate, combined with them being a family member or someone that you trust, a lover, a friend, okay, whomever. There's this perception of soulmates plus a person in my physical life that I trust, that I have a bond with, that they could never do me wrong. They could never do me harm. That is not... The status of someone being your blood relative, your husband, your wife, your child, your soulmate, regardless of the type, does not exclude them from being a person that can hurt you. That is the paradigm that we're shifting into. I wish I could explain it a little bit better. I don't really have the time, and it's more of a general thing. It's not just for Geminis that need to hear that message. So maybe I'll do something. I always say I'm going to do something and then I don't do it. But anyway, let's get some more information here for you, Gemini. What else is going on in here? They're like, hold up. Also, for some of you, this is repetitive because 6 of Cups can be a past life energy. So this is someone that you've known in previous lives, but this time around, maybe you're relatives, maybe last time around you were strangers, maybe the time before that, you guys were husband and wife, and now this time you're, father and son, and don't worry too much about how the physical embodiments have occurred. Just realize that for some of you, you are in a repetitive soul connection with not one person, but somebody from your soul group, somebody that is the amalgamation, the soulful spiritual makeup of something you have to realize or experience. I feel like it's repetitive, and some of you are experiencing similar things with a person, and you're like, this feels familiar to me and I don't like it, but I don't know why, because this is the first time this person has ever done this to me, but it feels like it's been done to me before. Does that make sense? Like, this might be the first time someone has lied to you, or someone has, stolen from you. Something like that. With the 7 of Swords, we can be talking about thievery. So this could be someone who you've trusted since you were a kid, you've known them your whole lives, but you come to find out they stole something from you. And even though this is the first time that person has done that to you, this feeling of betrayal, of being stolen from, of being lied to, manipulated, is familiar to you. 6 of Cups, 7 of Swords. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. What else can you tell Gemini here, please, in this story? What else is going on here for Gemini? Give me more information regarding this story for Gemini. Show me more. What else is happening for Gemini? Show me. Oh, you got more than 3. Lucky you. Bottom of the deck is the King of Pentacles. We'll talk about him in a little bit. So the first 2 cards that you had was the 8 of Swords in reverse. That's good. We like that progression. The Queen of Wands, or excuse me, Queen of Cups, my bad, in reverse. Water sign energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Could be dealing with a water sign, you don't have to be. And then the 7 of Wands, and then the 9 of Cups. So for some of you, this is a wounding, is a discrepancy, is some type of tension revolving a mother-like figure. Does not have to be your mom, does not even have to be a woman, a female in the physical, but there is this nurtured feeling gone awry, or this aspect of nurturing gone awry, I should say. Someone in your life, underneath this 10 of Swords, who was meant to be by your side. You were meant to entrust in them. They were meant to guide you. They were meant to nurture you. They were meant to support you. They were meant to really be that shoulder to cry on when you needed it. Again, it does not have to be your mother, but it's like those motherly aspects that we associate with the idea of what a mom is supposed to be. Yes? So somebody who dries your tears when you've had a hard day or when you've gone through something arduous. The person who, you know, wants to see you nourished, wants to see you be healthy and strong, and they're proud of you and they pour their love into you. This person does not do that, or they did not do that, or what has developed in your relationship with them has degraded. Maybe at some point they were this person and now they have become not that person. Does that make sense? So again, this idea of having previous lifetimes with this person, or 6 of Cups can in general also be nostalgic energy. So this could be an older brother, younger brother, or excuse me, older brother, older sister situation where when you were growing up, they were the person you could rely on, or you were the person they could rely on, whatever. And now that time has passed and you're both adults and things have transpired, betrayal, lies, deception, manipulation, all that shit. Now there is a lack of connection. There is a lack of nourishment here with the Queen of Cups in reverse. It could also be that this person has degraded, not necessarily in the connection with you, just they've degraded in some sense themselves. So they could have gone through trials and tribulations that have nothing to do with your relationship, but they are putting their ire or putting their disappointment, putting their rage, putting their dismissal and their nonchalant attitude, their walls are going up towards you, even if you're not the person who betrayed them or hurt them, or you have nothing to do with why they have turned cold. Something like that, okay? Now, what did I say earlier about the idea of a soulmate and or someone's particular relationship to you? Father, son, mother, daughter, whatever, best friend since 4th grade, whatever it is. This 8 of Swords in reverse underneath that 6 of Cups to me echoes what I was saying. You're not bound by those connection points, soul-based or physically based. You're not bound to them. We are leaving that era where, because we're related, physically or spiritually, means we are connected always. We're leaving that era. That is that perception, that idea, that concept, that feeling, that loyalty towards connection is not what's happening anymore. 8 of Swords reverse, released from that thought, because swords equal thought, right? How we see the world, how we perceive the world, how we rationalize ourselves within our situations, within our realities, okay? 8 of Swords in reverse. No longer being tied to, whether you choose to or not. You don't have to, by the way. Everything I'm saying, you don't have to align with it at all. But I do get the sense that some of you are, quote unquote, waking up to this idea that, okay, you might be my soulmate, but I don't have to allow this type of behavior to transpire between us. Or maybe you're my soulmate, but maybe our time together isn't from now until the end of time. Or, from this point when we met in my life or in our life, in mutually along our life paths till the end of our lives. Maybe what I thought was going to be till forever, till death do us part, so to speak, is till, midpoint 2021, after 20 years of marriage or after 20 years of being best friends. Maybe that's the end of the line for us, as opposed to, again, till death do us part. Do you get what I mean? So it's this waking up to the possibility that there are limitations, or there's a sooner than expected expiration date on a particular relationship, that you or someone else is kind of like, oh, well, maybe I was wrong. Or maybe simply because we are related to each other in this way, or again, we're tied to each other on a soul level, doesn't mean, again, we're going to go to the end of the line here, so to speak. Okay? And again, take it all with a grain of salt. You do not have to agree with me. You don't have to perceive it this way. This is just what I'm feeling energetically coming through and what I'm being shown in the cards, okay? Over here, 7 of Wands and the 9 of Cups. Now, this guy over here, this 7 of Swords, how I told you, self-deception, not wanting to see, not wanting to realize, that could also be how someone is showing up. So one side of the situation, Gemini, whether it be you or the other person, is saying, listen, maybe this isn't going to go till, like I said, till death do us part, till our final days on this earth. Maybe the end point for you and me is here right now. And someone in the other side might be saying, I don't believe that. I don't see it that way. I don't accept that. I don't want it to be that. You're crazy. You're just saying that because you want to hurt me, or, whatever might be coming out of this person's mouth. Because I'm getting that also with the 7 of Wands. I'm getting that defensiveness. I'm getting that trying to hold on to the fulfillment, 9 of Cups. 7 of Wands is taking a stand. 7 of Swords is evasive, and 7 of Wands is, being defiant and drawing a line in the sand and saying, you shall not pass, that whole thing. There's a protective energy here. As much as it's evasive and kind of, in a sense, delusional, it's also protective. So if this is a relative of yours, if this is a friend of yours, a longtime friend of yours, if this is a husband, a wife, a child, whatever, they want to remain important, or they want to remain in status with you, or this is how you feel about them. It could go vice versa. And that is because it fulfills them. For some, it is their deepest wish to be a part of your life, to have a certain pride of place in your life or in the situation, period. So the deception is also caustic. It's also abrasive. It's also toxic. It's a lot. Overall energy here, Gemini, is the King of Pentacles, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. You could be dealing with an Earth sign, but you don't have to be. So for some, this is a parental situation. I did talk before about the maternal aspect with the Queen of Wands showing up and the feminine aspect showing up through that. And then now we have the paternal and the masculine as well with the King of Pentacles. So this could be you having a reckoning with both of your parents, or you as the parental figure, and your child is showing up as a soulmate and you're having difficulty with them. I don't know. Interesting. Some of you're watching your parents go through this. Your parents may have walked this soulmate path together, and you could be watching them sort of devolve from each other, and that's a little bit of a problem. But deeper than that, this King of Pentacles is talking about the foundations of the situation and what we have accumulated up to this point. You see, he sits on this throne. There's all this gold and jewels and treasure at his feet. But he's in cave, and he doesn't look depressed. He doesn't look like he's sad, but he does look a little bored. He does look very accustomed to having it all and being secluded and, whatever. It's comfort, but it's not fulfilling. It's comfortable, but it's not nourishing. It's comfortable, but it's not enlivening. It's not inspirational. It just is. And for someone in the situation, that's good enough. For other people or another person in the situation, it's not at all the jam anymore. This is no longer sustainable, even though it's very much... I get the sense for some Gemini with this energy, someone in the storyline is being labeled as throwing it all away. You're throwing this all away. For what? Why are you throwing all this away? When it's clearly a soulmate situation you're in. Why are you throwing this relationship away when clearly we are meant to be together because we've had a 15-year, 20-year, 5-year marriage, whatever it is? Why are you throwing this relationship away? We've been best friends since the 2nd grade. Why are you doing this? There's this question of why shift, why change anything? The King of Pentacles not interested very often in changeable energies. Earth is very solid. Earth is very stable, right? So I think the discrepancy, well, I think you know where you are. I don't know where you are, Gemini. Some of you are this guy. Some of you are ready to go. Some of you are the deceiver. Some of you are receiving the deception and the betrayal. I don't know. But let's get you an oracle card and then we're going to get on out of here. So what deck are we using for Gemini's oracle message? Show me. No, we're okay. Thank you. It's going to be the Divine Circus Oracle. Caught between 2 decks there for a second. All right. Oracle message for Gemini. Show me. It's kind of interesting. Some of you feel like you're living in a 3-ring circus. Maybe that's why this deck was chosen. You feel like you or somebody is like the ringmaster, having to put on a show, having to keep things afloat, something like that. So that's a message in itself. You feel like you're the ringmaster or somebody else is the ringmaster. And the circus is chaotic energy sometimes. I guess for the person who's not involved in it, it can be perceived as that. Oracle message for Gemini, please, regarding the situation in April 2021. That's interesting. I saw that. Confetti is the name of this card. I'm not really getting much intuitively off of it, so let's see. Confetti. Card 34, add that together, that's a 7. Might speak to you. The colors might speak to some of you. Purples and pinks, pastel colors. I do get the sense that this is a dolled up person or persona. You or somebody recognizes like all that glitters isn't gold. Possibly some love the illusion, don't mind the illusion, are more comfortable putting on the show than facing reality or any changes to reality, something like that. That's not usually how these messages go within this book, so let's just read a little bit about it. And, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, right? It's time to be a party person, to find the celebratory spirit within. Maybe you already feel it, or maybe it's the last thing in the world you can imagine feeling right now. But whether it's on your radar or not, a cause for celebration is imminent. Can you put yourself in the party mood? It starts with a carnival attitude and pleasure-seeking state of mind. Can you allow for pleasure, for play? Oh yes, there is always so much to do, but sometimes all that can happen more quickly and easily another day. For now, the Oracle Confetti suggests your time and energy are best spent in playfulness. That is the most enjoyable piece of spiritual guidance you probably are ever going to receive. So relish it. Don't wait another moment to get your celebratory vibe on. Confetti also brings you a message that if you want more success, happiness, and celebration in your life, you can enhance that right now by being happy for the success of others around you. Do you know that success is like a wave? When you genuinely congratulate another and feel happy for their happiness, your energy field gets a jolt of that same energy. You attract into your life. You deserve success for all you've accomplished just as much as anyone else. Okay. So, uh, I didn't see that here. Anybody who was like avoiding aspects of success or not wanting to be necessarily celebratory, but you know, the energy and the messages that we were talking about didn't really invoke that anyway. So I suppose where you can, Gemini, find something to be happy about, find something or someone to congratulate, to bring in that goodness, to bring in that idea of success. Like it said in the book, success is a wave. Happiness also would be a wave. Love is also a wave. All energies, all emotions are vibrations that you can attune with or not attune with. So if you have been living in misery or you've been going through difficult times, as much as you can, find reasons to be happy for other people or yourself, and that will intensify, increase, give a jolt to your own energy field, okay? So when you can, smile about this situation. Find something in your life, in other people's lives to be happy about, to be congratulatory towards, okay? Gemini, that's your reading for April. If this reading resonated with you at all, please hit the like button, leave a message down below in the comment section. Let me know how I did resonate if you want to share. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the notification bell, okay? Gemini, I'll be back soon with your mid-April readings. If you want to find me or get at me for a personal reading, just look in the description box below for the information, okay? Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Take care. Bye.